Hello, I'm W.T. Edmondson and welcome to Focus. Freedom often causes unbelievable silence. Well, elections are about upon us. We'll be going to the polls to elect city council candidates, city prosecutor, and a judgeship. So we wish that you would please take the opportunity to go to the polls and elect the candidate of your choice. We hope that these forums will provide an opportunity for you to learn a little bit more about the candidate of your choice. First of all, we want to thank Mr. Carlos Graham for the opportunity to come and share his points and a little bit about him. And he is a candidate for the 4th Ward seat. The election will take place April the 5th. Mr. Graham, welcome to Focus.
Well, thank you, Mr. W.T.
All righty. First of all, tell us, who is Carlos Graham?
Okay. Carlos Graham was born and raised in Alabama. I left Alabama right after graduating from high school, and I went to attend college at Southern Illinois University at Edwardsville. Once I graduated from Southern Illinois University at Edwardsville, I left there and I moved over to Jefferson City, which has been about 14 years ago. While here in Jefferson City, I was here for about 1 week, and I met Shalonda, who's my wife now. So there was a love story that was made at that point. We've been together ever since. We have 2 children. I have a 20-year-old, believe it or not, and then I also have a 6-year-old. My oldest, her name is Tiara, and she attends Lincoln University, in which she's a sophomore, and also have Emery Graham, and she attends Cedar Hill Elementary School, and she's in kindergarten. While here in Jefferson City, I really got involved and tuned into things that's going on in Jefferson City. Back in 2000, I was asked to serve on the Census Planning Committee for the city of Jefferson. And I took that opportunity, and certainly I blossomed with that, and that just really got my feet wet and really got me wanting to do more in the city of Jefferson. So then in 2003, I went and signed up for the Jefferson City Citizens Police Academy, which is a 9-week course in which I graduated from that, and certainly it sparked my interest more. And then in 2005, I served on the Jeff City Police Personnel Board, and I served in that capacity from 2005 to last October, in which the last 2 years I served as the chairman of that Police Personnel Board. That's just a little bit something about Carlos Graham.
Okay, well, thank you. Tell us why at this stage of your life you wish to place yourself on the line for the citizens of Jefferson and run for the city council.
Well, 2 things, W.T. One is I truly feel that the people, especially the 4th Ward, need someone who's going to listen. And then I am that person who will listen to the constituents, see what is needed, what's not needed, and then cast the best vote towards that decision. Also, I'm asked that question all the time, why do you want to do this? And my question to people is, why not? This is the prime opportunity to get involved in the things that's going on in Jefferson City. I am very excited about the transformation. I'm very excited about the things that's on the table. I'm very excited about the things that's going to help Jefferson City move forward. I'm about growth and about development, and certainly I want to see those things come to fruition. And I would love to be a part of that planning committee, part of that decision process. So that's the real reason why I'm running for this position.
When you indicated transformation, let's get into transformation. Leads me to talk about the efforts going on with the city council, with the Chamber of Commerce. There is an effort on the part of the city council to try to identify key areas that they feel the citizens of Jefferson need to address. One of those areas is the under 40 group. What do you feel about the Chamber's efforts?
I certainly think it's a great effort. I am reminded back in October, and if you ever see me with this black folder here, I was able to attend a 2-hour workshop that was sponsored by the Chamber of Commerce, in which Randy Allen certainly did a great job with that. When I first walked in, I didn't think there was going to be as much enthusiasm in the room, certainly, than what it was. And I remember Randy saying it's going to take us 2 hours. It's not going to take over 2 hours. And when Randy was going through those questions and we was answering those questions, I certainly felt, hey, this is something that's great. And anytime you see me with this folder, I'm reminded of those workshops in which we were really focusing in on. And a lot of those things are talking about bringing those young professionals to Jefferson City. There's more to coming to Jefferson City and then just leaving, going back to Columbia or wherever. If they graduate from here at Lincoln University, we want them to stay in Jefferson City. But we do understand there has to be some type of jobs for them to want to stay here in Jefferson City. So I'm excited about the Young Professionals Group. I'm certainly a member of the Young Professionals Group. And I'm just, like I said, I'm just so excited that the city is certainly embracing of young professionals. I do know that when Mr. Roberts came in with the TIPS group and did his findings and shared with us his aspiration for us to take a look at, certainly it included young professionals. So I am very excited about this opportunity.
Okay. Your involvement with the city and observing what has been going on, what would you say are the top 3 issues that the city is grappling with or have grappled with over the past year that have caused you to say, I'm interested in that area?
The first thing I would say would be the trash issue. Certainly that is an issue that certainly will be brought to the voters on April the 5th. And there is a group that's concerned about the way in which the trash was handled. I don't think the concern is the fact that they don't want trash picked up in the city of Jefferson. I think it's just a concern in which the way that it was approached. I truly believe that is the main concern with the trash issue. But I would have to say the lodging tax was certainly an issue, and then it brought to fruition the conference center. Now the hard part is to see how we're going to develop this conference center with the budget that we have with that conference center, making sure that it's in the right place and making sure that everything is going to go as well as planned for this to be something of a big project for the city of Jefferson.
Okay. Looking at, you only named 2. What was the third issue?
I would say probably the MSP Development.
Okay.
And certainly I am on that committee for the Missouri State Penitentiary Action Team. Certainly that's going to be something because it involves the state, the county, and the city. So it's going to have to require some cooperation on all 3 parts. So I think that would be the third one.
Okay. The conference center. In the building of a conference center, there are a number of things that also have to come into play with this center. What is your greatest, see as the greatest opportunity, and what do you see as the greatest fear as far as building the conference center?
I think the greatest fear would be for this not to formulate into where people's not coming to Jeff City and actually staying and actually participating in the conference center and staying there. I think the reward in which we will have is seeing the people coming to the city of Jefferson overnight stay and really utilizing this conference center. I can remember 2 years ago, I was part of the planning committee for a Missouri Higher Education Housing Conference. It involved Missouri S&T, it involved University of Central Missouri and Lincoln University. And we really wanted to have it here in the city of Jefferson because of the airport, flying to Columbia, and certainly having a short transport over to Jefferson City. But there was no conference center. And so that was really one of the barriers. So we had to go look at the Lake of the Ozarks. So I'm excited about the opportunity that we can have to bring the different conferences here to the city of Jefferson.
Okay. Let's talk about the city and the county. Mayor Landwehr and Mark Ellinger have done a pretty good job as far as bridging some gaps between the city and the council. Those 2 individuals, of course, will be the key. But what would you do as a city council person to ensure that that type of communication continues?
Well, first of all, I think that it's just like a marriage. Certainly you're not going to agree on everything, but certainly there's opportunity to agree upon something to move forward. I think that the leaders, and that would be our mayor-elect, as Mr. Eric Strump, as well as the presiding commissioner, Mr. Ellinger, would have to be sitting at the table to really to give their vision, and then the city council would play a part into that as relates to supporting those efforts, as well as the other commissioners as well too. Because when you look at it, I don't think that different council members should be saying, okay, let me set up a meeting with Mr. Ellinger, let me set up a meeting with Mr. Wrigley. I think it needs to be certainly set at the heads, and then we trickle down to us. But as city council members, we have to encourage, we have to push that meeting in order to make this thing work together.
Okay. There's an issue, tax issue, on about the maintaining the tax base. What is your position on increasing or maintaining a tax incentive? I think it's Proposition F, I believe it is. Mm-hmm. What is your position on that issue?
Well, anytime you're talking about a tax, I think that you have to make sure that it goes before the voters. And so whatever the voters support would be certainly what we would have to make sure that it's in place. Mm-hmm. So whatever the voters decide to do, then that would be the way that we would have to address those issues.
The prison redevelopment is an issue that has been on the table. There are some things going on over in that area already. What is your vision as a city council person for that the prison redevelopment area?
Okay. First of all, I think that we have to make sure that first thing in place is that we do some type of work on the old prison, on the two different houses, and then I would love to see that area to be developed into a place where there's different shops and things like that, where you can go and visit. And certainly it's a main attraction to the city of Jefferson. So certainly I would love to see that area develop into shops and things like that, and certainly keep the historic piece as it relates to the prison. So,
the tattoo parlors was an issue going in, mm-hmm. And it appears that things have somewhat mellowed out. What was your position on tattoo parlors when that the attempt was made to allow them to come into the downtown area?
Well, certainly I don't have a tattoo, but certainly that's not to say that they shouldn't have their own business. Certainly not to say that people, don't or should not get tattoos. It's a business, and I'm just glad that they were able to set up their shop and be able to render a business to the people of Jefferson City, as well as the people who come from outside of Jefferson City. So I'm glad that they were able to work things out.
Okay. Well, time is about up. Okay. If you could take an opportunity to speak to the citizens of Jefferson and share with them why you should be their candidate for the 4th Ward.
Okay. Certainly I'm someone who will listen. I will listen to both sides. I tell the students all the time, there are 3 sides to every story. There's this side, there's that side, and certainly somewhere in the middle is the truth. So therefore, I have to take both sides, whatever issue it may be, and then from that, those 2 sides of the issue, cast the decision that needs to be casted. I certainly think that with my, I won't say expertise, but with my knowledge in public safety, with my knowledge in working with budgets over at Lincoln University, and then my expertise in working with people and dealing with people. I think those 3 things are certainly the reason why that you should hopefully elect me as your next city council person on April the 5th.
Well, Mr. Graham, thank you for, first of all, placing yourself on the line to become a city council candidate. Yes. It is up to the citizens. We hope that you will take the time to learn as much as you can about each one of the candidates who are running for city council, the city prosecutor, as well as the judgeship. The decision that these individuals make will impact your lives. So please take the time to go out on Tuesday, April the 5th, and cast your vote. Thank you. We'll see you next time. God bless.